Hey there, I'm irritated. I'm just coming through just to let folks know who are caring for elders in their family, who's juggling their finances along with their own personal finances, um, even if they are in a nursing home or assisted living and don't live within your house. Don't let anyone make you believe that that's still not a lot of work. It's worthwhile work, but it's still a lot of work, especially if you make sure that you're there often during a week, every other day. That's a lot, and it's necessary. It's not that there's no trust with their care that's being provided, but if you're living in reality, what ensures best care is your presence. Absence, you get what you don't give. I'm coming on specifically in response to a video that I saw, but also to a situation that just happened to me. A video I saw was where a nurse was responding to a care provider who got cornered, I believe, on Thanksgiving by a family and was not allowed to leave the room until the care provider gave some type of care to their family member. I don't know what state the loved one who was in the nursing home, I don't know what state she was in. I don't know what they saw, but whatever they saw, they made the person who was caring for their loved one to clean her up, to fix her up, to do whatever. And the person who made the video said that this woman took her video down. So I don't know. Some of you may have saw it. This nurse who shared her video was angry, and she said that the family should have gotten off their asses basically to care for their own family member. That the time that they forced her to stay in the room and care for their family member kept her away from caring for the others. Obviously, it was short-staffed, all kinds of stuff. So I was hearing what she was saying. I heard the anger. I could have imagined how that person felt being forced to stay in a room to do that. Now that I agree is not right. However, I have a perspective. I do believe that a lot of these facilities are short-staffed. But that attitude of basically it kind of is your family is here, and if you really cared, they wouldn't be there. That just flies in the face of foolishness. It flies, to me, it makes me question if people such as that, who really believe that, if they should be in that line of work, because it really doesn't matter. People don't know all of the circumstances of why people are where they are, and it really doesn't matter. It does not come before anybody. It's nobody's business. It's really about, but when you're there, if you're able to give the best care possible. One thing that I can say is that when I go see my mom, I can tell the ones who full-fledged do their job when it comes to my mom, and I can tell the ones who don't. It's just plain, it's simple. I talk to the administrators, I talk to staff. I don't do it constantly. I kind of do it once I'm up to here. That's probably not the way to do it, but what I found, no matter how consistently I talk to them about what I observe, it really don't change. It's still the same. It's still the ones who are going to do will do, and the ones who won't. Now, over time, people do leave. Amen to that. But it's still the same. It's still the they may peek in my room. Is there anything, my mom's room, is there anything I can do for you? And because they know that she's the type that won't just say, yeah, come in and do this, come in and do that. If she say, then they're out the door. If they already know that she is the type that really feels uncomfortable asking people to do stuff for her, don't come in asking her, what can I do for you? Just come in and do. Just like the ones who will do, is because they push past her non-answer. They push past the fact that there's certain things my mom don't want to do, but needs done. You push past that and go on and assist. So that's what I look at. And then I do come and I bring a lot, and then I do a lot. I do things for my mom. So I'm one of the ones that when I come, I ain't looking for people to come in while I'm there, and then do things while I'm just sitting there. But to be honest, based on the money that my mom has paid out of her pocket for multiple years, if they want you guys to do your job, then really that's your job. So that anger, that kind of our side against your side thing, all that's in the middle is the adult. Would it be different if it was a kid or a child in need? Like, kids don't really have the verbal, gymnastics that some elderly have. Some elderly people got bad words, mean attitudes, up and down. So sometimes I wonder how often that is used to make decisions on how people are going to treat people. But say if it was a parent that came into a hospital, and when they came to the hospital and they walked in the room, and say if the whole hospital bed, say, was smeared with the feces of their child or something, or they just saw the lack of care for their child. If the parent called the nurse or the aide into the room and say, hey, could you go get some towels? Could you go get some clean things to help me clean my baby up? Would there be a complaint there? If the mom or dad express how upset they were because, people are really stressed out in situations like that, would the viewpoint be different? I just feel like it just wasn't right. So then the other thing that I wanted to say, a situation happened. I just happened to look in my mom's account and noticed that 2 payments went to pay her assisted living facility in error. But I could see that one of the payments looked like it was being refunded back to her account. So I called the payment center to find out what was going on. They said, hey, you need to call the facility, see if they're the reason that payment is being refunded. When I called her assisted living facility, the lady told me, oh yeah, we do see that 2 payments came to us for her, but we would never give refunds until after she no longer lives here. So yeah, you may want to call your bank. And I said, oh, well, I'm going to call the bank, but you're telling me if 2 payments came to you, one of them in error, and you know that it will negatively impact her account, you're telling me that you guys would not refund the money because you know that was sent in error? And she said, no, we would just apply it to the next month. Okay, let me let you go. Click. So actually, you would not give it upon my mother leaving the facility. You just explain that you're going to keep it regardless of the negative impact that it will have to the account. However, I did call the bank, and the bank could look and tell that second payment was sent in error. They stopped it, so it's not going. But what I'm saying, as caregivers, you are generally handling the full life of your loved one and your full life. Take time to care for yourself, but stay on top of their business, because the helps that are out there to help them often have ways that they're not fully helping if you are not fully engaged and fully involved and fully managing those affairs. Be blessed.